It took God 20 years. And I think God's time is always the best. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ifoma Uduma and this is Productivity Unlocked with Ife. The purpose for this video is to give you like a rundown of what I've been up to for the past few months. I'm going to share with you um, the process and almost everything it took me to preparing for my master's degree here in the UK. Yes, I'm actually studying at the moment, so I'm pursuing my master's degree. So I'll give you like a rundown of what my motivation, why I came back to school after so many years of graduation, and all. Please stick with me on this journey as I give you a little bit of gist and process and how long it took me to get to this stage. I hope you enjoy. So, this dream of mine of pursuing my master's degree it's been years, like so many years that I had that in mind, but it wasn't like top priority on my list. My motivation towards pursuing my master's degree started when I was in secondary school, like at a very tender age. That was the year 2004, one hot afternoon. So I was sleeping. I had this dream. In that dream, I was an adult in the dream, but I wasn't an adult like physically, but in the dream, I was an adult. I, in the dream, I was actually pursuing my master's degree in the UK. But then, as at that time, I didn't even know much about UK or even doing masters. I've not even like finished secondary school, not to talk of entering university, finishing up my first degree and pursuing masters. So I just saw myself in the dream doing my masters. When I woke up, hmm, I think I didn't just wake up. I That day it was in the afternoon. My mom came back from work, and she opened the curtain to the room I was sleeping in. So I think because of the sound and everything, I woke up from that dream. I was so angry, like someone waking me up from my sweet dream. So I was so angry. Well, but later I shared the dream later with my mom. She just looked at me and smiled. So since that time, I had this dream in my mind, okay, that I was going to pursue my master's degree abroad, like in the UK. Fast forward to after secondary school, I gained admission in the university to study mass communication. 2008, I was meant to graduate 2012, strike and everything. So I later graduated 2014. 2015 I went for my 2014 2015 I went for my service. After my during my service I got married. That was how I started my own family. So I started my own family. So I would say like my motivation, it's still that my dream. Another motivation is my mom. She may not know about this. So sometimes when I wake up in the night, growing up, my mom got married very early at the age of 18. So she just finished secondary school and got married. So she didn't get to attend university before getting married. But she when we were growing, so she registered again and went back to school. So she did her first degree. She started working with the first degree. We wake up in the night to go and ease myself. I'll see my mom reading in the night. I'll be like, what's even wrong with this one? why is why is she disturbing herself? Why is she even studying? But she was actually determined to get that degree. So she was able to get the degree, graduate, and she got a job with the degree. Already she had something else she was doing. So she had a beauty shop too. So she was already running her own personal business, then plus the job that she got. So she was able to combine both. Then when I was already married, my mom told me that she was going for a second degree. I was like, letting the sub. She was like, she wants to get she wants to get a degree. She wants to do is it education, social studies in education or something. She said she wants to get that degree. It was actually a big motivation. It was a motivation for me. I was like, if my mom, being a grandma, because she actually came to my house to do a mug. After that Omoga period, she said, that she's a student, so she's going back to school. It was so funny. But I really admired her effort and the courage, not minding age and everything. So she went back to school and she graduated though. She graduated. If you go to my house, you see her picture, her graduation picture in my house. So she graduated. So she's actually a big motivation for me. Like whatever you set your mind to do, be it education, be it business, you can actually achieve that without minding your age, without minding whether situations around you and getting those things done. My mom is my biggest motivator to doing this masters. So apart from the dream I had of pursuing my master's degree here in the UK, the UK is actually a nice place for education because of its quality of education and everything. So studying here is um is a big achievement for me. And recently I transitioned before coming here. So even the course I'm studying is actually an IT related course. So it's been like a new discovery um, because studying in Nigeria and studying here, the gap it's just much, and maybe the study gap I had to before coming here, I had my first degree. I said I finished up uh, many years ago. That's the normal. I think the year on my certificate is 2012 and I joined 2024. It's like 12 years gap. But in between, I've done like other courses. 2015, I did a course in customer relationship management. And um, before I came, 2023, 2024, for 1 year, I did a course in data science. Then I graduated in February 2024. So it's not like I've not been studying or in between, but I've studied in between. I still read. I still read. So it's not a bit of a challenge. Reading is not a bit of a challenge for me, but it's just the system we had in Nigeria and the system here. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I've been trying to navigate the whole process. To yeah, I think I'm trying, and I'm taking it bit by bit so that I don't feel overwhelmed. So before I came here, I applied to like mm, let's say let's say 4 to 5 schools, I think. So I got admission in four. I think 5 schools. I got admission in four. My school was actually the last one I applied to, and other schools that I applied to study, uh, like have a master's in business analytics. But when I applied to other schools, like 5 schools. I got admission in four to study one business analytics, another one business analytics. I can't remember the other course I actually got on the other one. But my school, the course I got, like had a little bit of both business analytics and other things. So it's more like uh, an IT course. So I felt mm, I should go with this one. So I looked at their mode of teaching. I checked on YouTube to see what people are saying about them. I also checked of course, the tuition fee, which is is not easy. I checked the tuition fee. I I actually liked the course. It was actually the course that made me choose my school, not because I didn't have options. I had options. But one night like that, before I chose my school, one night like that, I was just going through the school. I was going through the courses. When I saw the courses and saw the things they offered under it, and it's like I was overjoyed. I decided to just apply. I applied for the course, and it took like, mm, how many weeks? Is it up to 2 weeks? No, not up to 2 weeks. So they gave me admission. They said they were pleased with my personal statements of what I want to do with the course and blah blah blah. So I got admission with my department. Then they sent me a message that they've offered me admission, that I should accept the admission. So I accepted on the website, and I made some deposits to actually I could get my cards. Yeah, I was able to get my cards, and within the time frame I used in applying for my admission, I applied in other schools like earlier, but this my school was the last one. Like I was almost paying for the other school, the one I chose. I was almost paying. I now discovered this one, so that was how I left the other ones and decided to go with the school I'm in now. So it took me like mm, 1 month to do my application, get my cars, apply for my visa. It was like, so I was able to do that within a month, and or I was able to make it. So I got admission, got my cars, applied for my visa. You see that visa part? Oh my god, it wasn't easy. So because my school was opening September and I was already in September and I've not gotten visa and all of that. So I applied through the priority service, which was supposed to take 5 days before like you receive your visa. So I applied through the priority service. My own, it took more than 5 days. I think at that time they had a lot of applications to either run or process. So it took a lot of time. They even sent me a message that I should tell them what I've been doing since I graduated from school, because it took 12 years for me to, like, inside their head, they'll be like, this one just woke up and decided to go and do her master's. So it took they said I should defend what I've been doing. They don't want somebody who is just lazy and you're not doing anything and you just wake up one day and decide to go and pursue your education. So I had to give them a rundown of what I've been doing. When I finished my school, I went for my service. When I finished service, had a baby. I started a business. I've been running the business. I've done this one. I've done that one. I've done this course. I did this course. So yeah. I finished up with so grade. I did this one. I finished up with so grade. The last course I did, that was the data science, and the grade I finished up with. So I was able to convince the visa officer. Then I submitted the thing to them on the email they forwarded to me. So I submitted it to them. I started waiting again. God, I waited. I waited. Like I was, but within that time, my mind was telling me that I was going to get the visa, of course. I have so much faith. So my mind was telling me I was going to get the visa. Immediately I applied. Do you know that I didn't tell anybody? I booked flights. Even oh my god. People were telling me that you don't book flight until you get your visa. I said, me, I want to try God. Because God told me that it's time for me to go. So I said in my mind, me, I want to try God. If let me just pay for the plane, what's it called? Let me just buy the ticket and wait till when it comes out. So that was what I paid for. I booked my flight. and the money was not meant to be. It's not a refundable kind of fee that I paid. I used I paid a they used AP, so I paid and I was waiting. I'm being hopeful that the visa will come out positive. I waited and waited. After that submission, nothing came out. And my school, they've already given me like, okay, if you don't reach him so time, I waited and waited. That week was almost ending, and my lectures were supposed to start on the next Monday. As a Friday morning, I have not received my visa. Oh my God. I have not received my visa. So that's before that time, I normally join Pastor Jerry's morning prayers. So I was actually being hopeful. I was saying I would dance. I was just I wasn't worried somehow. I wasn't worried somehow. My husband was even very worried. So he was like, okay, if it doesn't come out, that I can just maybe leave it till January. Maybe you will now go for the January. I said, no way. Do you know if I leave this into January, it means I'm going to pay another visa money again, to start all this process of getting my cars again, going through all this process. I told him no, that God said I was going to go now and everything is going to work out and I will go. He said, okay, oh, your faith is strong that I should I should proceed. So I waited. Hmm. I waited. So meanwhile, during the time of my waiting, I was actually I paid so much attention to my worship, paid so much attention to communicating with God. When you wait for visa, you go know say that sometimes now only God you need at that time because you don't even know what to think about. You don't know whether the visa is coming out negative or is coming out positive or and you can't call. You can't call. There is no email for you to even send the email. Even if you send the email, they will not even respond to you. Or they might respond to you and tell you that your visa is being processed. When it's done, there is nothing really much you can do. So at that point, my lectures. Remember, I said my lectures will start on a Monday. As a Thursday evening, no show. So I was being hopeful. Inside me, I told myself, you're traveling this weekend or you're traveling on Monday. That was what I told myself. So on that Thursday morning, I was like very, very, I'll not say bitter. I wasn't bitter, but I was angry in my spirit. When you're angry with God. So I was angry in my spirit. I was telling God, if my sin is too much or my husband's sin is too much, that you should please look at my children that I've spent so much money to actually do this process and do these things. Even the priority visa I applied for, I had to pay for that service. Now, if this thing doesn't pull through, how am I even I told my husband that you told me, how am I going to convince him again that God did not, because he actually had it, like, it's time for you to go. Then how am I supposed to now convince my husband that oh my God. So I said I was fat. I said I was not going to be fat. I'm not going to pray. I'm not going to do anything. I was supposed to join Pastor Jerry's prayer. I said no. See, this morning I'm not even ready to pray. I'm not even ready to do anything. I'm not joining any prayer. But on a second thought, one spirit was just telling me, go and join. Go and join. So I reluctantly, I took my headphone and I took my phone and I joined. Immediately I joined. Hey, the first thing I had was the person waiting for that visa. God is going to do it, and you. I was like, hey, I was in the kitchen because I went to go and wash off like plates and all of that. I laid down on the kitchen floor. I said, Amen, Amen. I receive it. I receive it. Oh my God. I said, Amen, Amen. I receive it. I receive it. That was how I was claiming it. So I was waiting for that all through that day. No sure. I was like, God, I beg, oh, I beg. Like, hey, there was no sure. I'll go and check. The thing is still on decision making center. It hasn't passed the decision making center. I said, how will I pay for priority service? And this thing is taking so much time. Imagine I paid for the normal service. That means it's next year that I was going to receive the visa. So, ah, mm. But there's something I learned during that period. So within this period of waiting, God was actually ministering to me, like talking to me. Like I've always gotten things without me uh, asking for it or without me praying so hard for it. That He would just do the thing for me without me waiting and all of that. He prayed to Him to get married, and He provided a husband for me, and I got married. That I didn't pray to have kids. That He just started giving me children. I was like, hey, I didn't pray to do this, He did that for me. I didn't pray to do that, He did that for me. That at this point, this one now, He wants me to wait. And He will do it because He wants me to know that He did it, not because I applied for priority visa. I said, okay. So as I was saying, on that Thursday, I've not gotten my visa. In the night, I didn't get my visa. And note, I've been in Lagos. So my husband was like, if it doesn't come, since school will be resuming on Monday and your lectures will start, there will be no point. Maybe you can just come back. I said, no way. I said, no, 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 it's going to work. On Friday morning, like that Friday morning, I was not myself. Oof. I was still being positive, but I wasn't just feeling my energetic self. So I'll go and I was on that UKVI site like it was my studio. I was in the UK site as if it was my studio. I will check, I will refresh, I will check, I will refresh. At the time I said, I beg, I beg. I just kept my phone. I wanted to go have my bait that afternoon. I think around I remember the time, but it was already past 12. I was supposed to go have my bait. I don't know what, just the spirit that just told me to go and check my phone. I should go and check. I just went to my phone, refreshed, logged in, refreshed, and they said that my visa has moved from decision making center. It means if it has moved from decision making center, it's going back to the visa place where I captured. I did not wait for them to send me the email like your visa is ready, come and collect your passport. I went into the bathroom. I don't know whether I even did I even rub soap. Like within seconds, I was out of the bathroom. I wore my clothes. I disappeared. Before you know what's happening, I was already at Ikeja to go and get my passport. When I got there, I told them I want to pick up my passport. They were like, okay. They checked they checked on where they if they've received your visa, they send you an email. They sort the visa to like the people there, their visa is ready and maybe they've sent them an email to come out for collection. They searched through that place, they didn't see my visa. They said, have we sent you an email? I said no. Or I've seen that it has moved to this place because I was actually tracking it. The guy said, but we normally send a message before the person comes. I told him, you will not understand that my school, my courses are my course is supposed to start on Monday, and as I'm telling you now, I'm still in Nigeria as at Friday. that I've not this thing. I need to travel, maybe travel over the weekend or something. So the guy went to one other side. I think the place they've not sorted and now checked and saw my visa. And I said, I've seen it. He now said that he has seen it. He now recorded after recording and now handed that over to me. I opened it. I saw the sticker on like the visa approval and all of that. I was very happy. Before that time, I called my husband that I'm going to. They've moved from the visa has moved from decision making center to the visa place. I'm on my way going. So my husband was very happy. So although we've not we've not even received the visa, whether it's positive or negative, but I was very hopeful that it was going to be positive, of course, because if God is in anything, it's always going to come out fine. So that was how I got the visa. I came back to the house, started arranging. Already, I bought my foodstuffs like, like 3 weeks, I mean, 1 month before, like about stockfish, fish, other things. I think 1 month before I traveled, like I was ready, I was just ready to carry my bag and come and go for this thing. Because do you know how long it took God? It took God 20 years to prepare me for this. So it took God 20 years. And I think God's time is always the best though. I told my sister the other day that if I was here when I was between 18, 19, 20, 20, 21 to even 24, with the kind of culture shock, change of education, environment, that the next morning you would have seen me. The next morning you would have seen me back in Nigeria because it's a lot. You have to have that mental capacity to carry it. When you see all these people crying on Facebook or crying on Instagram about them staying in abroad and they are suffering, the loneliness alone, hey, God, I beg. The loneliness alone, the loneliness alone is something else. So it requires you, God will take his time, prepare you for that journey. So that when you get there, you're already prepared, like you're prepared. So if I came here earlier, ah, this my school fees are free waste time. Oh. If I God really prepared me for the journey. So that's just the essence. God really prepared me for this journey. And I'm so happy that I'm here at this time. Please support your girl by subscribing to this channel, like this video, share, and drop your comments. I will really, really appreciate that. So after collection, came back home and already I booked my flight, so I had to call Airpeace again. I called them that they should like schedule me for. I didn't want to travel on that over the weekend, so I said okay, I'll travel on Monday. So my flight was for Monday night, I think around past 12. So I left Nigeria on the 15th of October. I left Nigeria on the 15th of October. So I arrived UK on Tuesday morning, and I missed my first lecture. The second one, I also missed it. So I got to my temporary accommodation like an Airbnb. I got to my temporary accommodation, which I already we were able to secure the accommodation. So I moved to my temporary accommodation. The next day, I went for my lectures. No, I did grocery that day, bought some few things just for me to help me settle in. So I bought some few things, made stew against the next because I wouldn't want to start buying stuffs and I may not even like them. So I made stew, my fresh. If you've been following me, I have a special stew. So I use more like carrot and blah 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 to do my fresh stew. So I made that stew so that I could eat it on that Thursday, eat it on Friday before I'll know what to do with my life. So I was able to I made that stew, prepared myself for the next day, and that was how I went to school. I entered my class. Already they've done like 2 days, and it's meant to be a block teaching. So they've done 2 days, and one day that I missed, one like on Monday that I missed, they had like 190 something slides. Hey, God, I beg. The second they had over 100 and something slides too. Combined, I had a lot to cover, like a lot to cover. So, but I'm happy I was able to meet up, and they gave us like, I did 2 days until the class finished. So, and that was the end of the class for like the end of the semester. But I was able, after the class, I started going back to what they've done, did some like reading up, watching videos attached to it, blah blah blah, and I was able to meet up. And that course came out though. Your girl. My result was actually very, so I'm very happy that I'm on this journey. So after this whole process, I'm here doing my beloved course, and I'm being hopeful that everything will come out the way God has planned it for me. And I'm super, super grateful to God for making this childhood dream of mine, come true for me. And I hope God does the same for you as well. Please do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you always get notified each time I make a video. Thank you for watching. Please do watch my other videos. Bye.